is released, you have the illusion of gaining ground. But you didn't gain ground, you just got floated above the water. You just got raised to the surface. You didn't fly, you just got above the cess, okay, and got a little gulp of fresh air. You got released from the burden. The lead hat was taken off your head. Okay, I mean, I don't know how to analogize it, but that's all. It's an illusion. Okay, but even if it did have a real positive value, even if it was really something, you really did get to fly a little bit. What I'm saying is if you take those little moments of flight and you compare them to the moments of horror, there's no way you can justify the equation. It's fucking thousands to one in the negative.
Objectively bad. Let's face it, bad feelings are why we're suffering, right? You know, you broke your leg, you have the pain's a bad feeling. That's proven you're objectively negative in your system. And good feelings are, like, further away from suffering. That's why they're good. In your system, too, good feelings are objectively good, unless you find a good feeling that is actually suffering, right? But see, the good feelings aren't suffering. There's this...
Again, like I said, so, no, I would more accurately describe what I'm saying is the positive value is eliminating the negatives. And so if you can create fail-safe environments where you don't have negatives, well, then you're going to have something that's at least, you've matched the zero sum. It's a zero-sum game, and then you've achieved a zero sum. So at least you're not a negative. But until you do that, you are just another negative. You're just piling on the negative pile. You're just making the negative pile bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until you can achieve your zero-sum perfection of not creating any negative. Because you just can't make a positive to fix it. Because the only way you really make a true positive is to eliminate a negative. That's just the way the universe works. It's like electricity or something. Okay? The positive and negative is an illusion. One is just the absence and one is just the presence of something. And unfortunately, the negative is the first component. And the positive only exists in eliminating the negative. It's a sad truth, but it's the fucking truth. Alright, I don't know if we need a part 2. That might as well we're here, right? Let's just continue.
So good feelings are about, avoiding suffering. And, if you feel really good, satisfied with your hunger, you're pretty far from the suffering of starvation. You know what I mean? If you're feeling all comfy and relaxed in the bath, that's a big distance from, oh my God, my foot is broken. You don't have to worry about it happening. That pleasure comes from the feeling of safety, the feeling of suffering not imposing. So there becomes a complementary...
I think you almost stepped on it there. The pleasure comes from the release of the burdens. You're being liberated from burdens, and so then you're allowed to feel neutrality. You're actually allowed to feel the bliss of a neutral position. No more lead hat on my head. But it's an illusion of positive. It's only built out of the fact that you're finally being allowed to take a breath.
Objective value to good feelings through the fact that they identify a lack, the opposite of suffering. Okay?
An absence of. Yeah, that's right. And that's, like I said, that's not a victory. That's only an absence of a loss.
I think you have to deal with that. And I think your system can, because really what you're getting down to is, see, people do need to do what you're talking about. They need to control and stuff. They're ape and reptile brain. And you're also right, the DNA is not going to do anything to stop a nuclear bomb. We can look at nature and see what its approach is. Let's just say the DNA didn't want a nuclear bomb. Okay? Its approach would not be direct. Okay? It does not. What it would do is, first of all, it would appear not to care.
Yeah, well, whatever. I mean, this is kind of silly speculation, but I mean, the point is that the universe would have to have some limit against it, okay? Because the DNA couldn't really do anything about it. So the universe obviously has been made with this vulnerability that we can, as juveniles, steal the keys to the car, so to speak, and plow it right into the nuclear power plant and blow the fucking universe. I mean, it's there. The capacity to fuck the whole thing is right there. It's easy, okay, to do. And the only thing that's going to be able to stop it from happening, is some sort of mental discipline, and there's very little evidence that any of that exists.
If there's a nuclear bomb. If you set off a nuclear bomb, it'll just try to grow life forms that survive the result. It won't be us, but hey, people wouldn't care. But as I said...
Yeah, but the point is you don't see that as a negative. You think that, well, you got a bunch of scurvy animals crawling, eking out their existence in the new radioactive world. Yeah, it'd be great, right? What's the problem? They got a new source of energy. That's even more. There can be even more life on Earth because now there's even more energy available because fucking trees are glowing. Rocks are glowing. There's all kinds of uranium right on the surface of the Earth, and so there's lots of things that can eat the uranium. Lots of energy sources. And so somehow that's good because now more parasitic life can feed on that and then feed on itself and do this whole natural biology Frankenstein thing. And it's just stupid. You're just talking about Frankensteins and Draculas and werewolves and a world just littered with this crap and saying, oh, it's a good thing, and even if humans aren't on it, well, so what? It's just fine. Bullshit. It's not just fine. It's shit.
Take care. The way it works is through the nature feedback, right? You set off a nuclear bomb, and nature punishes your species. You face whatever the physical law consequence is.
Yeah, well, why might I give a fuck about the species again? But even that's kind of... you're going to so bend human psychology that now it has to care about whether the species survives. No other organism does any of that crap. It just isn't part of the agenda as a feeling, okay? And then as an intellectual thought, you can't make it either. And it's only by perverting the intellect that you can make the feeling thing think it has purpose and meaning. It's that kind of a perversion. It's exactly the opposite of intelligence. It's completely delusionary stupidity that compels human beings to think there's purpose in perpetuating stupidity.
And if you set off nuclear bombs, you kill 90% of the people, that still leaves 100 million people in the world or something, I think they're likely not to do it again. Or at least more likely.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That's just fucking hilarious.
So, of course, maybe they lose their history and they do it again because they didn't remember that they'd done it before. That's quite possible.
They remember they did it before, but they wouldn't care. They'd blame them. Them guys did it. Those guys over there did it. Fuck them. Let's nuke them. Some more. We didn't finish them off the first time. Let's get them to have World War 17, World War 18, World War 19. Fuck you. Goes on. Goes on. Shoot better. It's not over. Whatever. It's a bad scene from a movie.
And when you talk about the price being too high, I mean, I just don't really want to accept that kind of thing because,
because it's stinky, right? Well, that's a stinky idea, man. That's a real downer. It's a real boner killer. Oh, God, life is pointless and stupid. I really don't want to have to go there. Too bad. It's the fucking truth.
For some animals, given bad environment, they would die of what they used to call consumption. Just the depression, don't eat, or refuse to do their survival needs. They let themselves go and they die away. Okay, humans get in this kind of situation too. You can see it, but we're much more...
Yeah, but again, like I said, that's only an illusion. Most of them do die. You put them in a shitty circumstance, most of them do die. Very few of them do survive. And if you did the same experimentations with animals, you would find that, yes, you can kill. You want to kill 100,000 pandas? You can go ahead, you can kill 100,000 pandas, but you'll find one that'll survive almost anything. Cats, you can do experiments on anything like that, okay? If you're willing to kill enough of them, you can find the one that'll take it. Sorry. Cat wants out. Ugh. Sorry, cat wanted to go adventure.
More resilient than a lot of more delicate animals. So humans haven't built into their structure an agenda, like you were saying before. That includes kind of like, usually it is worth it. Just to have a chance, because maybe it's because we can visualize the future. But just to have a chance for your grandchildren.
Yeah, well, like I said, most of the people that'll live in shit, they'll live in a cardboard box, they'll eat gruel, they'll endure all kinds of horror, they'll have 500 kids even though their life makes no sense at all. Most of the people that'll do that are idiots. Fucking idiots with some delusion that God knows best and he's going to fix it all and we're all going to plant potatoes in heaven and rub on the pearly gates and shit. It's assholes, Pyro.
It's worth undergoing suffering for a lot of humans. They would go into a suffering situation, come to America with nothing. The idea that they would still have nothing when they're dead except for a little bit of a start for their kids, and that it was a generational thing, and they could picture that. Okay, so you're right that means that humans...
Oh, even that's kind of such a bullshit way to describe the reality. The reality was that they were eating shit. They had nothing, and they heard about a place where the streets are paved in gold. Okay, and then they got to the golden paradise, and a ton of them died. Working in sweatshops and getting abused worse than they were getting abused back home in the other shithole.
To be really in bad situations. And so it is true that it's possible that in a cockroach-type world, that humans would still exist in some sense. But I would say no because of the following sense. If we really have 50 billion people keep running around with AK-47s, make the world just terrible for anybody that's trying to be decent, I think we will die off. I think the human race will die of consumption. For one reason is because...
Oh, come on, Pyro. Look what, the human race has survived plagues and all kinds of horror. They survived living in Egypt, building fucking pyramids. I mean, human beings will take it. And they'll turn into they'll turn into whatever kind of cockroach they need to be, as long as they have some mentality they're accomplishing something. As long as they have the idea in their head that we're going to get to the singularity, we're going to get to the singularity, we're going to get to go suck God's penis, we're going to be able to do it. I can't wait. As long as they got a fucking delusion in their head, they're going to keep on fucking keeping on.
The people that live that way now are in this weird balance. They need the creative intellectuals. They don't invent the nuclear, the theories of nuclear energy. They glom off the creative people that are creating that kind of stuff often.
Yeah, well, they don't need nuclear technology to have a genocide in fucking Africa. Okay, they don't need a nuclear bomb to create hell. I'm just saying that's the diagram of the future hell. There might not be nuclear weapons in everybody's pocket, but there'll be some emperors who have them, and maybe some underground people, like in the Planet of the Apes, and they'll be praying to their bomb. But they'll be out there. But most of the people will be living like they live in Africa. You just kill each other because you're of the wrong, sect or the wrong tribe, and that's how people will live with crude technology that's quite brutal.
And it's because they're looking into energy, or maybe they want to make something, but it's it's an energy source. Okay, so those people are parasites on the people that are following the higher emotional motivations. So I don't think they would be. But as I said, it's still possible. And in that case, I say if that happens, that's not going to really even be the human race. Like, we're a transition species, and instead of finishing and being a human race for a million years, we're going to just disappear, and our children aren't going to seem like us, just like we don't really seem like mice anymore. It's going to be a transition away from anything you really want to call them. The cockroach.
Well, whatever you call it, it's not going to matter. It doesn't really matter to me. My point's going to be is simply that it's just going to be more of the Wolfman, Dracula, Frankenstein, whatever. It's still bad news.
Human, if that's the stable form, But I really think that humans live off of intellect and off of these higher things that, unfortunately, the people that are not the kind of people that generate that know how they are the kind of people that know how to exploit it. But I really think they're parasites. So if they succeed, they'll kill the host. If they succeed in running everything and being the dominant.
Well, like I said, that's hopeful. I hope we can kill the host. That would be great. But we're still left, even if the host is dead. We get rid of the humans. We still got this whole sentient life forms all stuck in this natural environment doing something completely ludicrous, suffering for no good reason whatsoever, perpetuating a system that makes no goddamn sense whatsoever. It's a waste, Pyro. You can sit there and put the word life, right? That's what this is all about. It's this word has a cherished, sacred cow word, and it's not. It's fucking goddamn every fucking thing that exists now is a goddamn parasite. That's all it is. It's a bunch of parasitical little machines, and they'll do whatever it takes to get their machine into the future for no fucking reason but a compulsion built into them by a fucking piece of chemistry. Not by logic, not by a rational purpose, but by a chemical mandate. I mean, it's ludicrous.
Biomass among the human species. In terms of 100 years, I already went with that. So, I had to record this and stuff. I probably went over a couple stuff twice. So, yeah, I think I covered everything.
Okay, I don't think you did. No, look, it's a good conversation, but we've been here and done this, and like I said, the bottom line is going to be is this equation thing. Is there value in being an addict? And is this illusion of accomplishment a real accomplishment? Is this thing you're calling accomplishment, life, doing the survival thing, is it real, or is it an illusion? Is it a projection of your emotions and your desires and your want for that to be the truth? Or is there some kind of real, rational substance where we can say this accomplishes something besides creating a big pile of suffering for an illusionary satisfaction of an addiction? I mean, is this addict heroin? Or is this something other than addict heroin? Okay. Yeah, I know.